What's up, everybody? How are you doing? Woo! It's Friday night. Son of a bitch. Let me get the Clark Kent glasses off for a second and just say, hey, what's going on? It's good to be home. Last week, there was no show. There wasn't any, and it drove me nuts. I was actually on my way back from North Carolina. I was down there for training, for work. I work in the healthcare industry, so I was down there for mandatory training, and I didn't really have a choice. So I didn't get back. I think I arrived home around, I don't know, 9 or 10 o'clock, around there. So, but it's good to be home. I'm in my normal environment. Hey, Kathy. Sound off. I see there's a few people in here. Please do me a favor. Sound off. Let me know who's here, what you're drinking tonight. Because I changed it up a little bit. Got my pirate skull cup, my mug. This is the first mug I got in Las Vegas. The first time we went out to Las Vegas was 5 years ago, I think. And it was the first SciCon that I attended. Me and my wife, we both attended SciCon, which is a science conference put on by Skeptical Inquirer and the Center for Inquiry. And we went out there because I desperately wanted to meet James Randi, who was one of my heroes. So I got to do that. And I gave him a hug, and it was a great special moment that I'll cherish forever. But we also walked down to Treasure Island while we were there and found out that they had a bar outside where you could get these big freaking mugs with a slushy drink, which was a lot of alcohol, which I loved. So, and they had a red one, and I think they had a pink one that my wife got. I'm not sure. She's in the chat room, so she can verify. But there was another one. We got different colors. And then when we came back the next year, we found out that they switched the colors. They change the colors up every year. So we have like 4 or 5 of these. So what's up? Donna's here. Yes. Stacy. What's up? JD. JD, I got something in the mail for that today that you probably would like. So everyone else is probably going to shock. Look what I got. I got this cool ass statue. I love this thing. This is so cool. I got this today. Because I have a Buddha and I have like a Buddy Christ. And then, oh wait, there it is. There's my Buddy Christ. If anybody's seen Dogma, that's my Buddy Christ. So I have a bunch of religious things, and I didn't actually have one for Satanism. So I was like, oh, well, you know what? I'll get it. So let's see. What do we got? Warrior. What's up, Warrior Mountain? I love comments like this. Hi, keep up the good work. I love your interview with Holy Kool-Aid. Thank you very much. That was a fun project to do. Thomas Westbrook, who runs Holy Kool-Aid. I met him at SciCon, actually, and great guy, great guy. We got along great. I will forever know him as Space Pants, and you'll have to ask him about that story. That's a good story. So tonight's theme, I got to put my glasses on so I can actually see the comments. So let's see. Oh, we have about 6 different color mugs. That's right. Let's see what else we got. JD is drinking Snow Miser, whipped cream vodka, peppermint schnapps, and blue something. I'm not even going to try and say that, but that's awesome. Let's see. Hey, Tommy Gladding. Good to see you again. Keep forgetting the drink for this. You got it. It's the Skeptical Help Bar. I like to drink on the weekends, and I find that, especially when we're dealing with conversations like this, where we're talking about paranormal topics and different beliefs and all that stuff, it's really beneficial to have everyone intoxicated, because then it's like we get along better. So why not? Why not? Oh, and I love this. Stacy's like, I had to rush to get my kids ready for bed and eat. I appreciate that, Stacy. Oh, hey, Kathy, vodka and Pepsi, the usual. Nice. Good. Oh, and he's like, where'd you get that? Wish. I got it from Wish. I think it was only like $8 or something. And it's pretty good. It's pretty solid. I was surprised at the weight of it. So really cool. All right, so let me go on to the formal stuff, the stuff that we start to show off, the rules for this, and let me switch over to my fancy little banner there. What? Look at this shit. Oh, I gotta cover that up. I put the Geeks and Ghosts logo up there because I'm gonna do. I'll talk about that later. So, rule number one for anyone that's never been here before, or if you have and you just like to hear me talk about the rules, rule number one is you are welcome to ask paranormal related questions. That's what the show is about, paranormal related questions. And in return, I give you my skeptical opinion. It's my opinion, not anyone else's. So, it's not like, I don't speak for the whole skeptical community, just me. Rule number two is that I don't know everything. Honestly, I'm not a know it all. I'm not an expert on anything. Maybe drinking rum. No, but I might not know the answer to your question. And if that's the case, I will look it up. I have two screens. Well, actually, I have three screens, one in front of me here and then one on either side. So I can look stuff up and go back and forth. So when you see me going like this and like, what the fuck is that? That's because I'm looking at another screen. But we will try and learn together. Number three, the rule number three is listen to Patrick Swayze and be nice. Don't be a dick. I do know how to boot people from the show, and I've done it one time, and that person will be forever known as the one guy that got booted from this show. Please, I encourage you to have conversations in the chat room, have discussions, but keep it nice, keep it friendly. That's it. It's a couple drinks, couple discussions. That's it. Hey, Tom, what's up? And then the fourth rule I have is that if you have a question for me, specifically for me, please put Q or the word question in front of it. And that way it helps me when I'm going through the comments, because as we get into this show, which is 2 hours long, as we get into it, there's a lot of comments where you guys are having conversations, which is awesome. I love that. But I get sucked into it, reading it, and I'm kind of like, I stop paying attention to you guys, and I'm reading the comments, and it's a little hard. So when you put Q or question, or in a Cat Ward's case, a QQ, then it helps me figure out what's going on or where the questions are so I can get to them. Tonight's theme is real-time photo analysis. So I don't know if this is going to be boring or not. I'm going to try not to make it boring. I've done this once before, and it kind of was good. I think you guys benefited from it. So basically, I put this out earlier and said, hey, send me your photos. Let's look at some ghost photos or any kind of paranormal photos. It doesn't have to be ghosts. It can be UFOs or cryptids or whatever. I don't know why I do this show and I suddenly turn Italian and I start talking with my hands. So basically, I asked you guys to send me your photos, and you did. I have 3 photos so far. Feel free to pop in a link to another photo if you're wondering if it's your own photo. If you have a ghost or Bigfoot or UFO photo and you've had it for years and you just like, a different opinion on it, feel free to shoot me a message and send me a link or the photo itself over. You can find me on Facebook, which is under my, if you're watching this then on Facebook, then obviously you can send me a message right there and it'll pop up on my screen. If you're seeing this on YouTube, I don't know what to do. You can't send messages over YouTube. So find me on Facebook and shoot me a message, and then we'll get to it. So, did you see that? The ghost fell off. So let's see. Oh, and rule number 5 is obviously to drink up, because this is a drinking show. This is a bar. You see that? Like, this ghost was right here. It was sitting right here and it fell down. Maybe it's haunted. Like my baby Yoda. Grogu. All right, so let me go through these questions real quick, or not the questions, the comments, just make sure nothing's directed towards me. JD's talking about sending a recipe. That's good. I like it. Where's being a Bob? Where's Bob? Bob, where are you, Bob? All right, so let me see if I can do this get this up. Oh, there's Bob. I'm getting notification. Come on, Bob. You should know better. You know what? Let me explain that. You probably don't get notifications because I've been trying to get everyone on the same page, at least as far as Facebook is concerned. So I've only been streaming to the WLFE-DB radio network and then sharing that link on the other pages. So that's probably why you didn't get a notification. But I have been sharing it. It's just I want everyone on the same link so you guys can converse back and forth. So that's my fault. That's my fault. I'm gonna clean that up in a little bit and get a new system. So earlier, let's see. Earlier in the week, I was actually sent a photo or tagged in a photo to help explain it. And let me see if I can get this. Let me see if I can bring this up so that you guys can all see it. Why? You know what? My computer freaking it updated like right before I went on. And I hate when it does that because then everything just screws up. All my settings go back to like a default thing and I can't do anything. So let me see. All right. I'm going to share the screen here. You guys can see it. All right. I'm going to make this bigger. I'm going to try and make it bigger. How do I make it bigger? There it is. All right. So you guys have probably seen this photo before. I'm sure you've seen this before. It is the famous like angel at the car crash kind of photo. And there is a story behind it. I'm going to read off a little bit about it. So the basic information is that this photo was taken by a woman named Sharon Boo. Yes, her last name is Boo, like B-O-O. Boo. It was taken in 1999 in Pauling, New York. So the driver of the car, whose name is Rose, that's all I'm going to get. I'm not even going to attempt this last name. The driver actually swerved to avoid hitting a dog. So there was a stray dog going across the street. She swerved to not hit the dog and ended up, she totaled her own car. Now, there's a lot of versions of this story that come out where I see like the person died and this is her spirit and oh, this is an angel taking her to heaven and stuff like that. I've seen a lot of versions of this, but digging into it, I found that no, the driver, whose name is Rose, real person, did not die. She survived. She basically only had like a little injury to her arm. And if you actually search, oh man, I was going to get the link for this. I'll probably put it in the comments later after the show, but there is actually, there's a TV show, which I think is called like what is it? The most famous ghosts in the world or something. It was a video that was on YouTube. It was a TV show. So the video is now on YouTube. But there was a segment that covered this accident. And they actually talked to Sharon Boo, who took the photo, and they talked to the woman Rose, who was driving the car. So these are real people. She didn't die. She survived. But let me see. Let me get my facts straight here. So Sharon Boo did a service for the fire department in the area, and she would show up to crime scenes and take photos. And she would take photos like all angles of the accident and provide them for the victim or the fire department and whatever for like insurance reasons and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool that she did this. There's a whole roll of photos. There was a gentleman. So you can see like on here, this says ghoststudy.com. They're not the ones that took the pictures. They just received a copy of the negatives and were able to develop photos from this. So this was film camera. This was definitely a film camera. And I'm going to, let me see if I can get this picture out of the way and show you some other things here. Oh, you get a look at this. You're getting like behind the scenes look at what's going on. So this is the negative that was sent. I know it's a little hard to see, but this is the actual negative that shows the picture let me circle over here with the red circle of death, no less. And then there was a photo here. The one on this side is actually from the scene, the same scene. But these photos over here, this is the next day or several days later, because these are actually daytime photos. I was actually able to reverse the negative to take a look and see what was going on. And I'll show you that, because that actually comes up. So there, I reversed the negatives so that you could see the different view. And you can see plainly, like, this is the car crash with the alleged ghost. And this is the next day. It looks like a guy, like a fire chief that's in the fire truck, but it's daytime out. You can see the daytime over here. And plus this is an outside shot. So this is actually telling me that this angel shot was the first picture taken that day, or that night. Because when you would load an old film camera like this, it would go in, it would not spool out the entire roll first, because it would actually spool out just enough to get the first frame. You would take the pictures until it was done, and then once it was done, the electronic camera would actually rewind the film for you into the cylinder, and then you would take that to like Walmart or something like that to get it developed. So looking at this strip, I'm thinking, okay, this is the first picture on scene. And then the very next picture, this one, which I don't know if I have the picture that coincides with that, but this is actually a picture of, let me see if you can see my cursor. This is a guy bending over, and they're actually strapping the victim, Rose, not victim, the person that was driving the car. They're strapping her into a board and putting a neck brace on her and just strapping her down. She wasn't really hurt, but these are precautions that EMS take when they suit somebody up like that. So basically, after seeing this, and Kat Ward was the one that sent me this or tagged me in it. After seeing this, I was looking at it a little bit more, and I came up with, after I enhanced it a little bit, I came up with this picture. So it's the same picture. It's the angel picture, but I adjusted the brightness a little bit. And when I did that, when I adjusted the brightness and the contrast, I found that it actually gave this area, this alleged angel, it gave it a flesh tone. So it looks like my color flesh. And that got me thinking, like, if this is the first picture that someone took, Fat Leia, oh my God, that's a good one. If this is the first picture that Sharon Boo took when she arrived on scene, I'm kind of thinking maybe that she was still in her vehicle. Like she was being driven there. Maybe like they got the call because it looks like it's at nighttime. So maybe her and maybe her husband or a friend or something, they drove to the scene. And as they got there from the opposite direction, and they're driving by, and maybe she said, "Hey, wait a minute, stop. This is a good shot. I can get it from here." Because when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing a big nose. Like that's what I'm seeing. Like this is the bridge of the nose going down to the little nub in the front. And then right here and right here are nostrils. And what I think happened is that this picture was taken from inside the car, and she still had the window up. And instead of going, because this is an old camera. Do I have an example? Do I have an example here? Let me see. No. All right. So the camera that she used, because in the video that I described a little earlier, she has it's a 35 millimeter camera, and you have to look through it. It's not a through the lens kind of thing. You have a viewfinder, and then the lens takes the picture. But she held it up like this, and she definitely used like this eye holding it up like this. But if you're inside the car, and put up against a window, so imagine you're driving and I'm kind of like, you guys are going to be the car accident, the fucked up car, and I'm going to be in the passenger seat where I'm like this, and I put the camera up to the window and then kind of look and say, all right, cool, and I take the picture of it, and it gets just this area, because up here it almost looks like it goes in a little bit, maybe glasses, and I do believe she wore glasses. So I'm thinking that it's a reflection off the glass, just because it just looks like this to me, especially with the flesh tone that comes up. It definitely looks like a nose, and the nostrils here. That's what I'm going with now. And I want to explain something that every time that I look at photos, like I had a lot of time with this one. So the next two photos that I have, and any other photos that might come up during this broadcast, I don't have as much time. But usually the process evolves. So it's not something that I do just like in a second or two. Like, oh, I got that. That's not how it is. Especially with something like this. This was taken in 1999. We're talking 21 to almost 22 years ago, that this picture was taken. So there's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of stuff in between. We don't have a lot of details. And unfortunately, I believe Sharon Boo has passed away. So I can't talk to her. And because I did start looking it up, and I did find an obituary. So I don't think, I'm pretty sure it's the right one. So I'm not going to be able to get the firsthand account of what happened, which is sad. It sucks because I really would have liked to talk to her. But yeah, I mean, looking at this, and one of the things that I do, one of the techniques that I use is that I usually like have this up on screen and back off, like back away for a little bit so I can see it. I'll put it up like as big as possible, but then look at it from a distance and see if it comes up, because I mean, it's sometimes that gives you better perspective, and it's like, oh wait, you know what? That looks like this, and it's woo, bam. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it's translating. Like I'm looking between the two screens now, like what you guys are seeing and what I'm seeing, and mine is actually a little bit deeper in color, so a little bit more, I guess, flesh tone. So yeah, so that's my analysis for this. I'm right now, as it stands, I think this was a reflection. Also, why I say that, I want to point out, is that these edges, the edges of here, are very soft and very blurred, and they don't actually go away. I mean, you can see, like, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but it goes around here and actually goes around more over here. So it's getting like this cheek part that is normal. You would get this little bump of a cheek, and then it would go down into the mouth region. So because of the soft edges, because it's kind of blurry, that's also telling me that it's very, very, very close to the camera lens. And that it's right there. So a reflection on the window would do that, because it's focused on the car, which is probably, between 10 and 15 feet away, rather than the glass that's only inches away. So that's my analysis for that. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to move on. Wait, I got to figure out where my cursor is. Oh, so that's it. That's it for that picture. I do have two more, but I want to catch up on some of these comments. Let's see. JD says, oh, you think she breathed onto the window glass? No, I think it's a reflection. I really do. Something to try. Now, I mean, I don't know where everyone is, but now is a good time when it's dark out. Because when it's dark, like this picture was taken, it was taken at night, and you're in a car and there's lights outside, and there's just enough ambient light coming inside the vehicle that if you put a camera up to the glass, you don't even have to do that. You can just look at the glass and you'll be able to see your reflection. And that's a big problem that photographers have had to overcome over the years, taking pictures of things behind glass. You can usually see something. There's stuff on like Wish and other photography sites or stuff like that where there's a prop that looks like, it almost looks like a plunger, because it's like this big rubber cup that's open on both ends, and the smaller end actually goes over your lens, and then it's like this big cup that goes out that you literally push up against the glass, and then that takes away the reflection of everything behind you. It's a really handy thing. I don't have room for it, and there's not too many times I have a need for that, so I haven't actually gotten it yet. But it actually solves the problem of this. So let me see. Oh, what Bob says, if you look just to the left of the blue mark of the nose, it looks like eyes. I agree. It does look like eyes, but I think the reflection is so soft, and we're talking about a photographic print. Well, the original is a photographic print, and then what we're looking at is a digital copy of it. So if I had the negative, we could probably blow it up and lighten it and then see a lot more of it. But I don't know if that's going to be possible. I might look into this, because this was really fun getting into this. Stacy says, yeah, I was going to say I saw glasses. Bob says, damn, Kenny, that was some great piece of forensic work. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Stacy's like, it's like, do you see a vase or two faces? That's a good one. JD tells me to shut up. Kenny Biddle, you're making me feel old. You are old. Warrior, you are amazing. So easy to trick the brain. Thank you. I appreciate it. But it's, you know what? I've been doing this long enough. And I've had great mentors. I mean, one of my mentors is Joe Nickel. And I mean, he's been doing this kind of work for 50 years, and he's old school, definitely old school, but he started out with film photography. He studied old plate photography, and the knowledge that I've gotten from him has really helped to look at little details, subtle details. And then going into the digital age when you can really freaking like edit the shit out of things, it's amazing what you can find. It really is. You just got to get good copies of this stuff. But thank you, Warrior. I appreciate that. And it's woo. This was fun. This was really fun. But I definitely think this was a reflection. So, Stacy, loving it. Great first New Year's Eve party. That's right. Let's see. We're just beyond 1 year anniversary of her death, December 13th, 20. Thank you, Bob, for looking that up. Stacy says, I found out that my future husband was at the same bar that night. I met him over a year later at that bar. What? That's cool. Wow. All right. And Bob says, I can't look at Grogu and not think of today's episode. No spoilers. I will delete them. All right. So I want to get on to the next one. And again, like, let's see, what is it? We're a half hour in. That's not bad. This will take me, I got 2 more pictures to go through. So if you guys have like photos that you've seen over the years and you're like, oh, I wonder what that could be. No promises. I might not be able to explain it. Like I said, the first picture here, I've had a couple days now to go over it. So I might not be able to explain something. Because it happens. All right, so let me put this up. What's this next one? Okay, making sure that I got it right. All right. Oh, wait, what's going on here? Let me see if I got that right. There we go. Okay, I was making sure. So this is another famous image. This is called the Spectre of Newby Church. It was taken in 1963. It was allegedly not allegedly. It was taken in the Church of Christ the Consoler, okay, in North Yorkshire, UK, by a Reverend K.F. Lord. And part of the story, according to the story that I've heard, that I've read, is that the Reverend swears that he was in the church by himself. There was no one else there, that he set this camera up. I couldn't find out. I only started looking into this today, so I'm not sure what type of camera he had, but he did take a picture, and he said he was alone, no long exposure, no double exposure, nothing like that, and that this came up in the image. And that part of the story, this is the part of the story that I love. I actually love this because this is the kind of thing where I pick it out and like I zero in like a shark smelling blood from a mile away. Part of the story claims that photographic experts or scientists, depending on what version you listen to or read, photographic experts have concluded that the image is not the result of double exposure. So, my first question, actually, what do you guys think my first question would be? I'm going to give you a couple seconds. Post in the comments what you think my first question would be, because it should be your first question too. And I'm going to look at some of the comments while this goes by. Warrior, that is so fake. Stacy, I love this picture. It scared the crap out of me. I remember this picture from years and years ago. Seeing it in some of the old books, like the early books that would be like ghost photos. Oh my God, supernatural things and stuff like that. This was always part of them. This, like the Brown Lady of Raymond Hall, the Tulip Staircase Coast. God damn, I can't talk. That's because I started drinking a little bit before the show. The Tulip Staircase Ghost. These are all famous ones. And this was kind of looped into it. Stacy says, what's the proof of that? So, yes, I mean, my first question, not only proof of that, but actually my first question is, who are these photographic experts? Because I looked, I did try to look, and I couldn't find no names. Like, I found nobody mentioned. Who was this? Who actually looked at this photograph and gave verification of what it could or could not be? Which I found, that's usually what you find in stories where they're like, oh, this is a famous ghost photo. Experts looked at this and they couldn't figure it out. And time and again, you ask, who are the experts? And they're like, I don't know. Actually, I think this showed up in a book. Do I have it? I think I have it. I know I have the book. It's like famous ghost photos or something. I'm looking ghosts of the world. No, that's not it. Maybe that is it. Hold on a second. Let me look. No, that's not it. All right. I had a book that this photo was in, but I can't find it now. So, but basically, I mean, this, Jesus. Wait. There's another thing about this, that the figure is over 9 feet tall. And I'm guessing because the figure starts from up top of his head and goes all the way down here below the step. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here and show you guys a little bit better. So we definitely see the head. And then we're looking down here. One of the things that I noticed is that we have this robe, I guess the monk's robe, coming down here, but then it comes out, it spills out, and it's like that on both sides. So that's telling me right away that, one, the monk is not on this step. He's not standing on this, or whoever this is. It's not a monk. It's definitely not a monk. He's not standing on this step. He's standing up here, at least on this step. So we can knock out the whole bottom here because it's just bleed over. It's just leftover robe. We can go in deeper like that. That's cool. I like that. And I'm thinking, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking he's probably, like, you can see that he's obviously in front of this pole because we can actually see a little difference here. We can see the break of the robe here. But to me, this is pretty simple. It really doesn't take a lot for this. Is it a double exposure? No, I don't think it's double exposure. I think it's a long exposure. I'm pretty sure that this guy dressed up like this came in here and stood there for a couple seconds. This was definitely a long exposure because we're seeing a lot of highlights here. Like these highlights right here, very, very bright. These highlights, very bright. The windows are blown out completely. And these flowers are blown out. But there is a lot of light inside. I don't know how much lighting there was inside, but if you have the windows that are blown out like this, but you still have sufficient lighting inside here, that's telling me it's a long exposure because it was open. The camera was open for a while and it said, okay, I'm going to take in as much light as I can. And this guy had a chance to walk up there. And something else, I don't think I actually, no, I didn't enhance it. Let's enhance this a little bit. Let's play a little. I haven't actually done this, I think, before, where I opened up Photoshop and just brought a picture in. So let's try that. Let's see. You guys can see that. I'm going to open this. I'm going to try to open this. I'm going to go into my, where am I going? I don't know where I'm going. Where am I going? I'm going to PC. I'm not going there. I don't want to go in there. I want to go OneDrive. And then I want to go to, oh God, I'm showing you guys like everything that I have. Oh my God, this is horrible. There's Skeptical Help Bar, Ghost Photos. We're going to go into Newbie Church and we're going to open this fucker up. All right. So this is what I want to show you, that if we improve the lighting, if we take the lighting and knock it up a bit, or actually we'll do that. We'll increase lighting here and then go down a little. Oh, that's not doing what I wanted to do. Hold on. Let's back up here. Let's do this way and see if that works. I'm not sure. I did this earlier today and it seemed to work good, but now I'm not so sure. All right. It's not working the way I wanted to. Earlier when I was working with this, we actually had, and I don't know if you can see it. You can kind of see it like right back here. You can see that it's darker. It's not as bright as over here, but right here is much darker than the rest of it. And what I was seeing was that this guy was actually casting a shadow. So there's probably lights overhead or like in the church that are shining down, and he's actually casting a shadow, a small shadow onto the altar here, which is why this is darkened out and not as bright as over here. No nudes, please. But it doesn't come up. It's not going to come up on every photo or every copy of this because it's just every copy is different. Some people do their own editing. Let me see if the other one comes up. What happens when I do this one? So that's horrible. That looks horrible. But I'm going to try it on this one too, just to see what happens. If I increase it. So you can still see over here, this is still darker than it is on this side. And this is telling me that even down here, you can actually see it down here much better on this side of the altar compared to this side. And for some reason, this guy is blocking the light. And if he's blocking the regular light, that means he's visible. He's solid. He's blocking visible light. So boom, he's done. So yeah, I think this is a long exposure. And let me stop the sharing here. So I think it's a long exposure. It's not a double exposure. If it's double exposure, you usually see some other artifacts, not just, the subject. You're seeing other artifacts. And this is evident. Like there's an old picture of, it looks like a grave, and it looks like there's a baby like in the middle of the grave looking up at the camera. That is a double exposure because it's actually two pictures taken on the same frame. and that's very clearly a double exposure because there's more artifacts in the image showing from the two different scenes. Whew. So that's pretty good. I mean, we're moving along. 40 minutes. Awesome. I'm not going to do any nudes. Bob says, Stacy, I am looking for a photo. I am 100% convinced that the photo I am looking for is 100% gone. Okay. Not sure what's going on in there. Stacy always wanted an analysis of this photo. That's good. I hope that was a good analysis for you. I hope my husband doesn't call to have me pick him up before we hear Kenny's. Oh, I hope you got to listen to it all. All right. So I have one more picture, and then once I get through that one, it's open season. You guys can just ask any questions you want because no one else has sent me any photos, which is okay. Let me see here. Okay. So let me see. All right. No nudes. Got that. All right. So I'm going to move on to the next one here. Bob's looking for his ghost photo. That's good. Bob's a ghost. We could make you a ghost. We really could. Pretty easy too. So this one is going to be easy too. Pretty easy because there's a backstory to it. So let me see. I got to prepare for this because there was other stuff that I wanted to bring up that I didn't get to bring up. So, all right, here we go. I think we're going to go. I'm frozen up. Why am I frozen? Uh-oh. Hopefully I'm still broadcasting. I'm not sure if I am or not because everything's frozen on my computer. That's not good. Oh, come on now. Come on. Oh, no. Dun, dun. I'm not sure. Oh, shit. Dun, dun. Bum, bum. I might have to restart. You can see me. Oh my goodness. I'm looking. Everything's frozen. I can't do anything. I can't actually I can't fix anything because it's like, it's all frozen. I'm waiting for Chrome because it says not responding, but I'm still broadcasting. That's weird. So let me see if I can fix this. I'm not sure if I can because I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, crap. All right. I'm going to have to restart. Because everything's broken. And it's not letting me. I'm streaming, but I can't do anything. All right. I don't know what to do. I think I'm gonna shut down. I'm gonna restart. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay, guys? Because everything's frozen. And I can see the comments, but everything's blotted out or faded out. So I'll be right back. I think. Oh, wait for program to respond. Maybe it'll respond if I do that. Come on, baby. Maybe not. All right. I'm going to restart. What? I'm still live? Did I fix that? Did I actually come back into the same broadcast? Holy shit, that's weird. Let me know. Uh-oh. I think I'm back. I don't know. Let me know. Because that's weird. That is so weird. Like I completely shut down. I closed it out. And you know how like you open Chrome back up and it's like, do you want to restore? It restored me right back into it. And like live everything. I didn't have an option. Wow. That's fucking awesome. I love that. Let me see if I can break it again. All right. So I'm going to try and share this screen. Okay, there we go. Whew. Oh my goodness. Technical difficulties. All right. So this is the other one. This is the last picture that I have to go on tonight. And this is a picture. This was JD's suggestion. And it's the famous Mary Todd Lincoln photo done by William H. Mulmer, who was the guy that pretty much brought spirit photography into existence. He's the one that led the charge because he had taken a photo. Allegedly, he... oh, Stacy, no! Stacy, no, we will miss you. We will miss you. We'll be here for another hour and 15 minutes, so come on back. All right, so William H. Mulmer, he took a picture of himself. He did a selfie, pretty much. He did a self-portrait where he allegedly, and I have to stress that, allegedly caught a ghost. He caught some extra person in it, and that was what was deemed the first like spirit photography or spirit photograph. He started doing it later on where people would just sit for photos and an extra person would show up. And this one was taken of Mary Todd Lincoln. There's some discrepancy between about what year this was taken. It's usually put up about 1870, but I've also seen reports between 1869 and 1872. So we don't know when it was actually taken. But this was taken, and I mean, you guys can see it. You probably have already seen this before. So if I zoom in here, Mary Todd Lincoln, and if you look, there's definitely this ghostly image, and this is supposed to be Abraham Lincoln. And I actually did try to find a photo that matched this because you can see the big ear. I mean, that's a big ass ear. And Abraham Lincoln had big freaking ears. So it definitely looks like him, but one of the things that you have to be you have to understand with these kind of photos, especially with Mulmer's photos, is that a lot of these alleged spirits were very, very faded. Very faded. It's not, you don't get good detail, so you could actually have a face on there that looked kind of similar to your loved one, your dead loved one, but it didn't have to be an exact match because it was faded enough. I mean, even looking at the screen, you guys can see, you can kind of make out hair, you can make out a beard, you can make out eyes and a nose, but that's what we all have. So you could put similar looking people in there, images of their faces, and it could probably pass for it. Some of the accounts that I read had Mary Todd was not actually convinced at first, that she had to be convinced that, yes, this was indeed your husband. So that tells me right away, like, all right, something's going on here. And actually, Warrior brings up a good point from YouTube. He says the model is not centered and leave place for a ghost. Yes, a lot of his images did do that. They left enough space for a ghost to show up because they were expecting it. You know, they were expecting it, and he knew they were going to show up because people were paying him. He knew what he was doing. You have to remember, this is the 1870s, and even before that, so 1860s, 1870s. Photography is still kind of new. It's still developing. Pardon the pun. There's new types that are coming up, new types of photography that are being experimented on, and it's still new. And most people, the majority of people, have no understanding of photography. They don't know how it works. They don't understand the process. I mean, even today, a lot of people don't understand the process. You point and shoot. You pick up your phone, you point it at something, boom, you tap the screen and you take a picture. They don't understand the process. And this is especially true when you're dealing with plate photography. I mean, shit, there's so much involved with this. So with these, actually, one thing really popped up to me. And I want to show you this because I actually got this image specifically for this. And this shows 6 of his images. These are all by the same guy, William Mulmer. And I want to zoom in and show you there's something that's just it stuck out to me with these pictures. And I know you guys are looking at it and you're probably like looking at your screen like, oh, what is it? Let me find it before he says it. I'll give you a second. I'm going to take a drink. Give you a second. Oh, that's good. Okay. So what I'm finding is that all these ghosts are wearing white. So not only are they wearing white, they're all in white dresses, but they all have similar looking bodies. Especially these two right here, with the way the awkward position of the arms around the shoulders. These also have awkward position around the shoulders. But if you know what to look for beforehand, I mean, you can totally set this up. I mean, I feel bad for this guy. He looks like he's passed out or, passed out drunk or dead. I don't know. Wasn't flash powder used back then? No. Because usually these photos took so long, they needed much more. They needed daylight. And when you take pictures like this, basically you were sitting there for a few minutes. And most of these, it's not evident in these pictures because you can't see it. I mean, it was made not to see it, but there was a headrest. There was actually a headrest, like what you see behind here. It was a very small one that came up, and you put your head against it, so you could actually sit there for like 2 or 3 minutes without moving your head, because then you would get that blur. So it would wait, what's this say? Paul Browning says long exposure with someone walking away, only after a few seconds, minutes. So the problem with that is that these people would realize that. You would hear somebody walking behind you. You would know someone's behind you. What was found, not proved, because Mulmer actually was accused of fraud, and he went to court. He was very successful with the rise of spirit photography, but eventually his spirits, and if you don't know this is a fun story, but eventually he messed up with his ghosts, because one of the people that came in for a photograph recognized his wife in one of the spirits, as one of the spirits, and was like, oh shit, that's my wife. The problem was his wife wasn't dead. She was very much alive. And then others started coming out and realizing some of the ghosts were actually living people in the town, which led to accusations of fraud and dragging him into court. So I think he was based in the UK. He left there and came to the States. I think, I'm screwed up here. I think he was in Boston. That was it. I'm looking at my notes here. He was in Boston. He did that. He came to New York. And I'm pretty sure that he died penniless, because he got out of spirit photography and he lost it. He lost all credibility because of these. But the point that I'm trying to make with some of these photographs is that I think these are just faces. He was able to grab photographs of people either on the street, from people that came in and wanted pictures taken of their family, or maybe newspapers where he cut out the head and just put it on a generic body. If you even just go out and just take a picture of yourself like this, and then you can cut out your face later, paste that face on, or take a photo of it and use the same plate. I'm getting ahead of myself. So with these kind of photographs, you actually coated a plate, a glass plate, with chemicals, light sensitive chemicals. You loaded it into the camera, and then when you were ready to take the picture, you uncovered the lens, because it was usually like a cap or a dark cloth. You uncovered it, you exposed it for a few minutes, and then you covered it up, developed a plate, and that's how you would get it. In order to reuse those plates, you had to clean them thoroughly, get everything off. If you did not clean them thoroughly, it left the imprint from the last image. And therefore, if you took a picture of somebody and then rephotographed someone else, you would have a ghostly image. The first person that was photographed would be a ghost, which is pretty much the case in all of these. These faces and or bodies were photographed beforehand. This little child, this looks fake as shit. I mean, this is horrible. The way this is positioned, the head doesn't look proportional. This arm, I don't know what's going on with this arm, but it's way too short. I think they're missing like the forearm on the whole photo. These things don't, like, I almost want to say he had a mannequin that he would take pictures of in various positions and then stick the head on later. Where's my retouching desk? Hold on. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I'm going to show you something that's really cool. I don't know if I showed this before, but I'm going to show it now. Just to give you an idea of what people would do. So I'm going to stop sharing this. So this is called a retouching desk. People would use this when they did this kind of photography. They would use this to actually do the, I guess you would call it the non-digital, or better yet, the analog Photoshop. So I'm going to see if I can set this up here without breaking it. So this would come up. This was your blind. And then this would come up a little bit here. Let me see. Right there. And then this would come up. So let me tighten this. So there you go. This is a retouching desk. You can see that there's a mirror underneath here. This would be placed at a window during the day. And then sunlight would come in the window, come off the mirror, and then go through this translucent pane here. Your photographic plate would go on here, and you could actually work on it. There were teams of people that would actually sit here for hours and hours with little knives and pens or paintbrushes with Indian ink and work on a photo negative right here. And that was your old school Photoshop. You could actually make fat people like me skinny. You could take out blemishes. You could take out abnormalities. I recently posted an article about a photograph for Skeptical Inquirer where there's a picture that a woman had a big, I don't know if it was a tumor, but there was a big bulge on her neck. And these old school retouchers were able to take that completely out. So you could actually get a photo of people around town and literally cut out their faces and then post it in. You could put it down on something like this, photograph it on the plate, and then rephotograph that with a sitter, and then there you go. You would have your ghost. Wow, I wonder if I could do that. I'm gonna have to try that. That sounds pretty cool. But this is cool. This is antique. This is one of my pride and joys. I mean, I love this. I've wanted one of these for a long time, and I finally was able to get one. All right, so that's about it. Let me see what Warrior says. Could he also put a drawing in the background when the model would sit open the light, and then we see a shadow behind on the wall? Excuse my English. I'm French Canadian. No problem. So basically, I think what you're saying, could there be a drawing behind them in the background? I don't know, because a lot of these are like, if you look, let me see, let me share this again. if you look at, especially like this one, let me get in here. You can see that it goes below. Like this is the background. The light color is the background, and then where this line is, this is the floor. So this image actually goes onto the floor. So that's telling me that it's not something drawn on the background, because that would have to be not only drawn on the background but on the floor. And you can also see that the hand here comes over top of the woman that's actually sitting. So that would be, you couldn't have an image in the background that's drawn on the background come up like that. So it would have to be something that was put on later. But the good question. Paul Browning's lump in the neck. Yeah, there was a lump in the neck. I mean, it was pretty cool. The stuff that people can do with old school fucking Photoshop. It took them hours. Like the stuff that we do today. Let me get this out of here. The stuff that we do today with Photoshop that takes us like 2 or 3 clicks. It used to take them hours and hours to do. And I can understand how like they go blind because, you know, you're thinking like, holy shit. Let me see. Oh, get that out of there. They would sit there at a desk like this in front of the window with little tiny knives. Not like this, but little tiny knives, and just scraping away parts of the emulsion, which is the what you get with the chemicals, the chemical emulsion that's on the back of the plate. You'd scrape a little bit away, or you take some Indian ink and add in little details. Amazing stuff that they used to do. But yeah, I mean, I really think that, in my opinion, which is not an expert opinion, but it's my opinion, William Mulmer figured out how to do double exposures. He understood what was going on, and therefore he took advantage of it. And people ate it up because the general public just simply did not understand photography. And he got away with it for a couple of years until, you know, he made a mistake and started putting living people in his photos. Let's see. What do we got here? Goiter. I don't know what you're referring to. What do you mean goiter? I'm not sure what that means. Let's see. Kathy says, one of my cousins had a goiter. They wanted him to give surgery. Oh, okay. You're talking about the lump in the neck. Okay. Ooh, that's interesting. What knife is that? That's my pocket knife. It's not a big deal. It's just a pocket knife. Picked it up. I mean, I've always carried a knife because I worked mechanics. I'm a mechanic, so I've done auto mechanic, aerospace, and then even what I do now and engineering. I always carried a knife. So always. So that's it for the pictures that I have. Thank you guys for sending them in. I appreciate it. If you guys have any other questions, it is now open mic night. So if you have other questions that are paranormal related, we can talk about ghosts, which is usually what I do. But we can also talk about maybe some UFOs or Bigfoot, whatever. This is your show, guys. So if you want to send in some questions, please do me a favor. Just put a Q or the word question in front of your question so that I can pick it out among the conversations that are going on in the chat room. And then we'll go from there. Otherwise, it might be a short night. It might be a real short night. But for now, I'm going to play my commercial, which is also known as my pee break, so that I can, go pee. So here's my commercial, and I will come right back. Hey there, my friends. Are you looking to show off your science and skeptical side like these fine people? Then head over to my Teespring store, where you'll find lots of t-shirts, coffee mugs, tote bags, fanny packs. Yes, they are coming back. Face coverings, yoga pants, and even pillows. What? Yes, there's lots of designs. You'll get some cool merch, and the money from your purchases go right back into my research efforts. We all win. So check out Scientific Skepticism at teespring.com. And remember, kids, never stop learning.
Are you tortured by what you see and hear about the paranormal field? Join us as we critically examine and question paranormal claims, science, ghosts, demons, cryptids, UFOs, ghost hunting technology, and much more are all on the table for discussion. 3 Tortured Souls is a video podcast that streams live on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 Pacific.
3 Tortured Souls.
Made it back. Damn. That was shorter than I thought. All right. So that's, like I said, that's it for my pictures that I have. If you guys have questions, this is the time. Throw them in there. See what's coming up. I'm looking at messages people are sending me. Otherwise, I will go to the announcements that I have and then move on. It might be a short night. I hope not, because I do love spending time with you guys. All right. So let's see. For announcements, until some questions start filing in, tomorrow night I will be on 3 Tortured Souls. It's a podcast that I do with Tim Vickers and Dave Schumacher. And we take a look at one topic usually, and then really do a deep dive into it. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about protection practices. So I asked a little question on Facebook today about what people do when they go on like paranormal investigations, and if they do any kind of protection kind of thing or ritual or something like that before, during, or after. So we're going to talk about that. What people do, why they do it, and why we think people do it. It's not meant to make fun of anyone or criticize beliefs. It's just a discussion. We're going to look into it. And then Sunday night at 9:00 p.m., I'm actually going to do a podcast I haven't done in a long time. It's Geeks and Ghosts. So I used to do that show with my buddy Lou in California. And we used to do, it's all pop culture kind of stuff. We would talk about comics and movies and TV shows and just whatever came up. And it kind of, we kind of went away for a while, and then all the Star Wars stuff came up. So we actually decided, we got to talking about it and we want to do a show. So we're going to do that. We're also going to be joined by my friend Joe Downey, who's he's also a Star Wars nut. So we're going to be doing that. And that is Sunday night at 9:00 if you're interested. So, oh my goodness, my wife is asking a question. Holy shit. I wonder why there aren't a lot of ghost Santa photos. Ghost Santa photos. So like getting pictures of Santa, that's actually, it's interesting. Because, I mean, little kids, if you're watching this and you believe in Santa, go away. Go talk to your parents. But, I mean, that's not bad, because, like, Santa, the legend of Santa is so ingrained in our culture, at least the American culture, that you would think there would be, like, some kind of tabloid kind of shit at least out there saying, oh look, we actually got Santa, we got a picture of him, this really exists, because we have so many of like the little green men, we have Loch Ness Monster, we have ghosts everywhere, Bigfoot is everywhere. What the fuck, no Santa? I don't know why. It would be interesting. Maybe you should create one, and then I can debunk it. All right. What else we got? Warrior says, what is the story with Norse gods? That's a long story. I don't know. I don't know what you mean. Like the history? Do you want the history of it? I can't get into that now because that's way too long. But I'm not sure, unless you mean like, what's the story with this? If that's what you mean, if this is what you mean, say yes, that's what I meant. in the comments, and then I'll get back to that. So, all right. JD says, Donna, did somebody watch Tim Allen? Kathy says he only comes once a year. Poor guy. The rest of the time he's at the North Pole. Woo! Your necklace, yes. Oh, tattoo. So it's more symbolism. It's like personal symbolism for me. So many years ago, and this is not. I have the other one actually in a different place. The original one that I had, exactly the same as this hammer. My wife got this for me, and it was more of a joke. It was a fun joke. It wasn't meant to piss anyone off or like make fun of people. But I have a habit of when people bring me their ghost stories, photos, and videos and stuff. I do what I do. I look into it. I try to explain it. And there's been several times when I've made people cry. I haven't meant to. That was not my intention, but I've made people cry, or upset, or angry, where they storm off, and all kinds of shit like that. So we were at the I think we were at the and correct me if I'm wrong because she's in the next room, but I think we were at the fair, the Renaissance fair, when she got me one. She got me this, the original one. And it was meant to symbolize how I crushed the hopes and dreams of ghost hunters everywhere. And it was just, she was making fun of more of me. We were having a joke of it. Not a big deal. But it was cool. Like, I took that as like, oh, cool. I like that. The hammer. Oh, Gettysburg. Thank you. Thank you, Donna. We were in Gettysburg and she got me one of these. And the original one, our dog got a hold of and chewed up. So we got a replacement. The same exact one, though. And I've upgraded to Odin's wolves, just because I like that. I like the story. I like Thor. I like Odin. I like the story behind it, and the I don't know. I dig it. So I've went with it ever since. I've just gone with it, where it's not so much to crush the hopes and dreams, but it's to crush the misinformation that's out there. The bad shit that's out there when people are spreading misinformation, or they are spreading stuff that's pseudoscience. Like, I mean, once in a while when I'm writing, I'm like, I'm writing, I'm typing, and then sometimes I actually like do this, and I'm like, ting, ting, ting. And I make fun of myself going, ting, ting, ting. I'm hammering it down. So that's basically the story behind it, is that it represents that I'm not taking the bullshit, that I'm going to hammer it down. I'm going to fight my way through it and get to the truth. So really cool stuff. And it's been with me ever since. I open it up, it's Thor's Hammer Productions. That's my production company. So I went with it. It was a cool thing. And thanks to my wife for starting that. I appreciate it. So there you go. That's a cool story, bro. I like that. All right. We still have like 45 minutes left. So if you guys have questions, please put them in there. Almost anything I'm willing to answer. Almost. And for those, before you even ask, boxer briefs. That's what I prefer. But yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. It's a cool story. I like it. And it's nice that it's something that's become more than just a necklace. It becomes like the symbol that I use on my videos, and I use it in my logo. My actual logo. You can't see it. Let me change the logo up here because you might be able to see it better. You can actually see it up in my logo, like right up in it, right on my shirt. You see it hanging around. So that's me. Oh, what is this? Donna says you would think there would be a lot of ghost Santa photos dropping presents by the trees. We could totally make that. We could totally make it. You would think, but no. I guess because it's more for kids, and kids aren't there's not many kids out there that are like, I'm going to fucking get a picture of Santa. I'm going to fucking prove that he's real and show all my friends at school that I'm not fucking crazy. And they're going to stop calling me a little kid. I don't think there's a lot of people like that. So, poor Santa. Kathy says, Thor is a very powerful god. He will definitely teach you how to destroy stuff. I agree. I totally agree. All right. So I guess there's no more questions for tonight, which is okay. I mean, we can actually get out early. You know what? I had an idea for a contest that I was going to run that my wife actually came up with a good idea. And I think I wrote it down, but I don't remember what it was. I don't remember because I want to do a giveaway. I want to do a giveaway because I actually have, let me see. Where is it? Where is it? Maybe it'll come to me as I'm talking. Let's see. So I got a really cool, let me see. This is mine because I'm keeping this because this is directly to me. So a friend of mine, a while ago, I had a young lady on. Her name was Elle Harris, and she wrote a book called Elle the Humanist. And I also got her sister, Bailey Harris, actually did these books. This is a special edition, which has a foreword by Richard Dawkins. Donna's telling me we can't do it tonight. The giveaway. Uh-oh. What did I do? I forget what it was. I forget what the giveaway was. I totally forget what I was supposed to do. But I'm gonna give you a precursor though. So let's see. Oh, wait, I have it over here. I have so many books. So this is from Bailey Harris. There's Elle's book. So she did these books called Stardust. Really cool books, really good for like critical thinking and science for kids. And then this actually came out. It was very, it's kind of new with the foreword by Richard Dawkins. So next week I will be doing a giveaway because I have to figure out what the contest was before I actually put it up. But it's going to be more of a giveaway than a contest. So tune in next week. And I don't know what I'm trying to get a guest on. I'm not going to tell you who because I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but I'm going to try and have a guest on. And then I will have this contest / giveaway ready for next week. But again, if you have kids, I do suggest these books, Bailey Harris, Elle Harris. They are awesome books for kids, young kids. We're talking young kids because I'll show you real quick what's inside, how it's set up. So this is basically how it looks inside. So it's definitely for younger kids. But I'll go into that more next week when I know what I'm doing. All right. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up. My book of the week is a very simple book. I got this through Amazon because I was looking up like critical thinking stuff. Every week, if you're not familiar with the show, I do a book of the week, or at least I try to. And it's a book that I've read, that I've gone through, that I recommend because it's helped me with my investigations, with my understanding of different sciences, or just anything pretty much. And this week is the Miniature Guide to Critical Thinking, Concepts and Tools. And it's, when I say miniature, I mean, it's small. It's at the palm of your hand. I really didn't think. I thought it was just like a small book, but when it came in the mail, it came in an envelope, and I was like, what the fuck did I order? I don't know. And I opened it up. I mean, it's pretty thin, but it deals with all your concepts of critical thinking, steps to critical think, and to understand things better. Let's see, what else is there? Steps. There's graphs in here to help you understand the steps better. And it really is, it's a quick read, but it gives you so much knowledge. And it's a pocket guide. It really is a pocket guide. You can throw it in your backpack, your toolkit, and just, have fun. You can enjoy it. So I definitely recommend it. It is called The Miniature Guide to Critical Thinking, Concept and Tools by Richard Paul and Linda Elder. So I'll put the I'll put that up there so you can see that. Really, really cool. I love it. I'm glad I got that. Really glad. And I think that's it. Or, I mean, we have time, and I feel bad for actually like bailing early. So, oh, hey, we got a new one. Leah F. What's up? I love the hair. That's cool. That's like flaming red. I love that. That's awesome. So, let me see. You know what? I still have this next to me. Should we do a remote viewing challenge? Should we do one this week and actually do a reveal next week? We'll do it. We'll give you a whole week. Let's do it. Let's see. She's the one that interviewed you. Oh, hey, what's up? Oh, that's cool. Very cool. All right. So let's see. All right. I want to pick something. All right. I have something here. Let me see. All right. You can see that, right? I'm going to put it over here so you can't see it. And then I'm going to reach over. I have something already picked out. You can't see it. Just making sure. Putting it in the box. I'm going to lock it up. So it's in there. All right. It's in there. I'm going to put the lock on it. I got the lock. I'm pretty sure I have the key. There you go. It's locked. So with this, if you're not familiar with the remote viewing challenge, this is the box. That's the official box. It has a target ID on here, TK421. If you know the reference, let me know. But basically, this will stay in here for a week. Okay, it'll be in here for the next show, and I'll open this. I'll only unlock this for the next show. Even my wife, who is in the next room listening, she doesn't know what I put in here, and she doesn't have a key either. Only I have a key. So basically, this is the thing. If you guess what's in there, and it's got to be a pretty good guess. You can't just guess like air. Don't guess air, because that pisses me off. Everyone else, there's always one person that says, oh, there's air in the box. Yeah, no shit. If you guess something that's really close, you describe it like it's metal or it's plastic, it's blue, it's this and that. You can't just say it's blue. You have to actually give me specific guesses. But feel free. I'll post a picture tonight or tomorrow morning of this, and then you guys can guess all you want. I really don't usually I say one guess per person, but have at it. Have fun. And if you win, I usually offer a prize. And I usually have that prize ready to go. But since I'm just doing this as a spur of the moment thing, because I wasn't really prepared for tonight, I'm going to say if you guess what's in here, right on the money, if you guess what's in here, I'll give you my Annabelle doll. Mine. This is mine. This is my personal one. I've had this for years. I will give you this. And, maybe I'll write on the back of it, used to be property of Kenny Biddle. I don't know if that means anything, but that'll be the prize. So Annabelle doll. Is that a good prize? I don't know. I know some of you, the Star Wars fans, are probably saying, I want Grogu, but that's not ever going to happen. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'll do that. If you can guess accurately what's in this box, what's in this remote viewing box, I will give you this, and I will give you this. So there you go. It's on record. You get both of these. If you can guess it right. That's how confident I am that no one will guess it. So there you go. How about that? Leah says, that's Raggedy Ann, though. I know, that's Annabelle. Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann. Andy is the other one, but that's not Annabelle. This might be haunted. This one might be haunted. I'm not sure. Not sure. A lighter? I don't know. I can't reveal until next week. So I'll keep it up there. Like I said, I'll post a picture up later of this thing, and I'll put the rules up there that explain, exactly what you have to do, how you have to guess. And then you have until next Friday to come up with a correct guess. And I'll do so. Let's see. Go to my I Am Kenny Biddle page. That's where I'm going to post it. So only the answers that come up under the I Am Kenny Biddle page post will count. That's just to make sure that they're all in one area and I can check them and not miss anything. But I'll post it up there. Come to that page. If you haven't liked it, like it, subscribe, check it out because that makes me feel good. But yeah, post your guess there and then we'll go from there. Next week, I will reveal it. Oh, my bad. It's all good. It's all good. No big deal. Because I have Andy. I have Raggedy Andy too. But that's on the other side. Yeah, I know. I'm a grown man with dolls. But they're all supposed to be haunted. But they never do anything. Like, I've been waiting for this thing to walk around forever. I have Blinky. Blinky the doll is still over in the other corner, over on that side. She hasn't blinked her eyes. I'm still waiting. Let's see. What else do we have here? Makes volume louder because I hate Christmas music. Really? I'm sorry to hear that. I'm not a big fan of Christmas music. I used to be. Not so much anymore. Kathy says, I'll keep Baby Yoda, but not the freaking doll. I have so much stuff. I think you guys have seen a lot of the things that I posted. People have given me stuff over the years, including like weird dolls that are supposed to be haunted, but they're all together. Like they're literally all together in boxes and nothing has ever happened. So I'm not worried about that. I mean, I would love for this thing to like get up and walk around. It would be freaking fantastic. I would absolutely love it. But it doesn't. It doesn't. Actually, you know what was really cool? And I'm just talking now. I'm just going off. I hope you guys are okay with this. But I actually listened to an interview that was with Ed and Lorraine Warren, who I'm not a fan of. And I think it's their nephew, Shapiro. What man? I forget his name. I forget the first name. Shapiro. I think it's their nephew. But it was like I want to say like early 80s or maybe 90s TV show, like public access kind of show where they talked about Annabelle. They talked about like getting Annabelle. And this is a story that I've never actually like really looked into. I've never investigated it because, I just never got around to it. But now I'm actually interested. I might actually dig into this a little bit with the two nurses and like who they are, where this stuff happened. But one of the claims Ed made was that this doll, much like this one, I mean, the I guess the actual Annabelle doll is bigger than this. It's much larger, but pretty much the same. Made the same way, just stuffing, nothing in there. Yeah, I'm talking about their nephew. Oh no, not the nephew Zaphis. No, Tony Shapiro. That's who I'm talking about. So I don't know if it's a nephew or a cousin or a grandson. I'm not sure who Tony Shapiro is to them. But he was the one doing the interview. Anyway, so the original Annabelle doll is much bigger than this. Probably like, maybe a foot bigger than this. But it's basically the same. And one of the claims that Ed made was that these nurses came home and this thing was standing. It was actually standing there waiting for them. Which, I mean, given what this doll is, you let go, it doesn't stand at all. It doesn't have anything to actually make it stand. It doesn't have muscles, tendons, bones, all that stuff that helps a person stand. It doesn't have any of that. So it'd be interesting to see like this thing get up and walk. I don't think I would be scared. I would be more like, how the fuck you doing that? Like, that's pretty cool. What do you got in there? Like, can I see? I don't know. All right. I think I've babbled on enough. No more questions. Last chance. if you guys got questions that you want to get into, talk about, debate, I'll give you a few seconds. You can put it up there and we can get into it. Otherwise, I think I'm going to wrap it up. At least for the night. I got no strings. That's good. That's an Iron Man reference. Nice. I like that. All right. So, like I said, tomorrow night I have 3 Tortured Souls, 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll be doing it with Tim Vickers and Dave Schumacher. Our topic tomorrow night is protection practices, which should be interesting. Sunday night, 8 o'clock Sunday night at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. I will be doing Geeks and Ghosts with my buddy Lou and another buddy, Joe Downey. We're going to be talking all things Star Wars. So if you're a geek and you want to come out and hang out, we're going to be broadcasting on the Geeks and Ghosts Facebook page. We'll be streaming live, and you guys can join into the conversation and just, have at it. All out nerd debate. I mean, oh God, that's going to be terrible. And then that's it. I mean, I don't have any other things coming up because, COVID just fucked all of us and there's nothing going on. There's absolutely nothing going on. The next event that I have actually is, January 7th. I'll be doing a Zoom call. I'll be doing a lecture for the Sydney Skeptics. So yeah, Sydney, Australia Skeptics. I'll be doing a lecture for them. And then I think that's it. Crap. There's nothing going on. So sad. So sad. Oh no, Stacy, your son got exposed? Did he get tested? Hopefully, he got tested and it was negative. I don't know. But all right, so that's it. I think I'm going to get out of here. You guys stay safe. Thank you again for once again joining me on a Friday night and hanging out. I know the show was I only had a few pictures to go through and there wasn't too much to fill it. I hope you enjoyed yourself anyway. And come back next week. Friday night, 9 o'clock. I'll be here, hopefully with a guest next week. We'll see. But in the meantime, have a great weekend. Stay safe. Drink up. And, never stop learning. That's it. That really is it. Just never stop learning. And I'm out of here. I stalled enough to get the video up so I could cue it up. All right. See you later, guys.